You find yourself in an unknown forest where there is not a single person, only a creature that watches you from the shadows, 99 nights in the forest. You all know this mode in Roblox, and lately it has become very popular. Studying the stories associated with this mode, I came across one interesting channel that created an analog horror for this mode. This horror is creepy, strange, and very mystical. I advise everyone to watch it in full after my analysis. The link to the author is in the description. And before the start of my video, I ask you to subscribe to my channel and put your like. For me, this is a huge motivation to make even more interesting videos. In the comments, you can write your theories and opinions about the horror that I am analyzing today. Well, we can move on to the analysis.
Первая серия называется «Он знает, что я здесь». Все начинается с того, что главный герой падает на землю. Он оказывается в неизвестном для него лесу и начинает рубить деревья. Он срубает одно из деревьев, и тут за его спиной происходит что-то странное. Что же это за фигура? Хотя, думаю, вы сразу поняли, ведь этот хоррор происходит во вселенной выживания 99 ночей в лесу. Это олень. Главный герой немного адаптировался, но наступила ночь и пошел дождь. А потом главный герой как будто бы заподозрил, что что-то сейчас произойдет.
How this hero got here is unknown, but one thing is known. This creature left him in this forest forever. The next episode is called They Are Watching Me. It seems that another person got into this terrible forest. He also flew from the sky. He did not get up right away, but began to come to his senses a little, after which he finally got to his feet and began to look around and gradually understand where he was. He noticed several posters and went closer to them to examine the inscriptions under them. There are 4 leaflets on which we see people, as well as the inscription, "They are watching." Perhaps these are the same people as the main character, but they can no longer be helped. They carry out their surveillance in the role of a ghost. This hero, like the previous one, begins to collect resources and survive in this terrible forest. Night falls, and he also did an excellent job. He has a lot of food, which he successfully absorbs and examines the darkness of the forest. All the time he looks to the left, then to the right, and it seems that he understands that someone is watching him. And it is not in vain that he does this, because some dark entities are really watching him. Perhaps these are those same ghosts. Still, he manages to squeeze out this night, and another day moves on, as well as the next night. Yes, events here move very quickly. The main character does not have time to run to a safe place. Something seems to be running after him. He does not have time to run to his camp and hides on one of the towers. He takes a flashlight and begins to look around. The deer came for him. He watches from the shadows. We can see this from the eyes that are visible in the darkness when the main character examines the territory. This creature literally does not stop, it looks at him. In the end, the main character hears a sound from an owl. It appears right above his head and the story ends. But the story is not literally over. Only the story of this hero who participated in this episode has ended. This is the second person to disappear in this forest because of 2 scary creatures. Although even from the posters we know that 4 more people have disappeared in this forest. It turns out that people, for some unknown reason, literally teleport to this place, as if this is some kind of backrooms. I think you also noticed the similarity. The next episode adds a little plot to us. We learn that this forest is called Willow Glenn, and also that this is an ordinary reserve where you need to come with your family and have fun. The announcer literally advertises this forest so that everyone comes there, but the logo that appears is replaced by the same logo, only in a scary atmosphere. And then we watch a man who, just like the last one, got into this forest by accident. This man was lucky because there is a wolf in front of him, but this wolf did not notice him, and he will go to the camp. Sitting by the fire, we find a leaflet that shows us people who have also disappeared. Then we go to inspect some building, and we are lucky we find a phone, after which a call to the police occurs. From the voice, we understand that our hero is a girl. She greets the policeman and says that she needs urgent help. The policeman answers her by name and asks where you are. Tell me your identification marks. The girl replies, I was in Willow Glenn Forest, but then everything became different. It's too quiet here. There are no people and everything here is somehow strange. The policeman replies, okay, we'll determine your location now. The girl asks, how are you even going to do this? Well, and then the call ends, and she continues to examine the forest. In front of her, she finds a house in the shape of a mushroom, and it looks like something terrible happened there. The main character understands that she is not alone here. Survival in the forest continues. She runs through the foggy forest somewhere into the distance. Then we see her thoughts. As long as I stay in the light, they will not come for me. It seems she understands that monsters really exist in the forest. Then there is a time skip. A month has passed since the main character was in this forest, and she still does not understand what is happening and why she is here. But she continues to explore this forest. Of course, only in daylight, she finds some kind of basement, and it seems that something really terrible happened here too. In this basement, she finds an ordinary room. Apparently someone lived here, but now there is absolutely no one there, and she goes outside. She understands that she needs to run out of this forest as soon as possible, but we know that this is literally impossible. She runs to her camp and sees a deer in the fog in front of her. Yes, we can't see it well, but if you look closely, you can see the outlines of its antlers. Almost 4 months pass, the fire is almost out, the food is almost gone, only they are left. She sits near the fire, which is about to go out. It seems that the light will soon leave her and all the monsters will start looking for her. They are already hiding there, in the fog, in the darkness, but the main character understands that it will be better that she finishes this story, and she will not even meet these monsters eye to eye. The story of this heroine ends. The monsters never found her, but in any case, she could not stand surviving in this forest. She gave up morally, and the monsters around her pushed her to do so. The only thing that confuses me is that when she found the phone and started a dialogue with the policeman, he immediately said her name, although he could not know it. The phone was not hers at all. She just found it. Most likely, the policeman is not a person at all. This was literally false hope for the main character, and these monsters were just mocking her. Let's move on to the next episode, and there are only 2 left. The next episode is called Safety. It tells how to spend time in the forest safely, and here are the usual rules, no different from the others. We are told what we need to take into the forest, as well as how to behave when we see animals. Really, the most common safety precautions until the moment the story comes to the deer. And yes, the story tells us about that very deer with long legs and arms shaped like a man. It even tells how to fight it. You need to go to the light, or shine a flashlight on this monster and run to the light, just run to it.
Daylight, 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 daylight.
Then the story about the security system continues, where we are told that sometimes in the forest, especially at night, you can meet unknown people who mostly stand motionless. They can stand in a circle and look at one point. If they sing, then do not listen to their song. If they smile at you, then run away immediately. And if they are walking towards you, then stand still. This is, of course, strange, but then we are still told that it is better to go towards the light. They prefer the topic and will not follow you. Yes, this episode ended with this horror. Well, how do you like the security system? Quite interesting, isn't it? At first I thought that this world was some kind of separate universe where people end up, but it seems that this forest really exists, and some horror is happening there. It even has its own security system, in which it is revealed that a scary deer and cultists are wandering there. Let's not delay and move on to the last episode. Here, 2 guides also tell us about safe survival in the forest. And yes, something strange happens here literally every minute.
You just have to remember the rules.
Some moments are even disgusting to discuss, but in any case, this is again a story about a forest. Nothing unusual, everything is more or less the same as in the previous episode. But then the story moves on to a story about an owl, where the guide says that if it sees you, then you definitely won't be able to run away. The main goal is to hide, so that the owl doesn't notice you and doesn't find you. And as an example, we are shown the story of another missing person who is sitting in a house and seems to be hiding, but then he hears the sounds of an owl. And yes, it wasn't the best idea to open the door to see what's going on there, because the owl, it seems, finds him after that moment. That's where the story ends for now. Yes, I was definitely interested in watching the new vision of the mode from Roblox 99 Nights in the Woods. And yes, there are also a lot of secrets and creepy moments, but here it is revealed more clearly. In my head so far, there are two theories, and one of them is that this forest is really some kind of strange dimension under the guise of backrooms, where ordinary people end up and either go crazy or the creatures kill them. There is also a second option where this forest is an ordinary advertising campaign, where people are taken so that these monsters can feed. Yes, it sounds creepy, but for some reason everything turned out that way in my head. The only thing that confuses me is that the atmosphere is similar to Backrooms, the music is from there, so it seems to me that there is still more connection with Backrooms here. Write your own vision in the comments, it will be interesting to read. Don't forget to put your like, subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching, bye-bye.